Okay, so I'm going to show everyone how you should do your planting of your bulb in your practical achievement task. We're planting two bulbs. They're both gladiolis. One is a small one and one is a larger one. And we're going to be planting them in this pot here on the day. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to, you get points for safety. So you're going to say that you have to put on gloves. And he might also ask you, is there any other safety precautions you should do? And you said, yeah, you should wash your hands before eating after you take them off. The reason you're wearing gloves is obviously you don't want to get germs in your mouth, and then also the bulbs could give you a skin reaction. So they could be poisonous or something, so it's always best to wear gloves. We are going to plant the bulbs in this large pot, and we're going to have them in two layers. So the things, the substrate that the plants are going to grow in is a mixture of soil and compost and grit. So these are the two things you'll have to remember. And if you forget, this says compost on the bag, and then the grit you'll just have to remember. So the compost is full of nutrients, which helps the plant to grow. And the grit is for drainage. It helps if it rains, which it does a lot in Ireland, the plants could get waterlogged. So having grit in with your compost helps drainage. So you're going to basically, in front of the inspector, even if there's enough here, you're going to put compost into this mixture bucket, and you're also going to put grit. And if he asks you how much, you can just say something like, oh, you want to be able to see it sprinkled through. You're also mixing the compost to get air into it, because the roots of plants need air. So we're mixing it all up to get oxygen into the soil. So then what you're going to do is, once you have enough soil here, you're going to get your pot, and you're going to put the mixture into the pot. Now, so you're going to have to know how deep to plant your bulbs.
Only two of you are here, and they mark the ledge.
Oh, we're making a video there, Egiton.
Sorry.
So he's going to ask you how deep you'll plant your gladiolis, and if you can't remember what they're called, just have a look at the packets. They'll be here, and on the back of it says to plant these ones 8 centimeters deep. He might also ask you something like, when do they flower? So you can just have a look. These ones flower from June to October, and the small ones flower from August and September. So he might ask you, and you can just have a look at the packet. He doesn't care that you have a look at the packet. Okay, so these big ones are going to be planted at 8 centimeters deep. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your ruler, and you're going to mark. You're going to leave a little bit for water. We can even mark the buckets on the day, and you're going to measure where 8 centimeters is. So we can see it's here to this depth here. Even if you get this wrong on the day, just have a look at the ruler and pretend it looks like it's the right length. He's not going to actually look over your shoulder to make sure it's the right amount. So just checking here. So this is about 8. So I'm going to just flatten that down, and I'm going to put 3 large bulbs in it. He's also probably going to ask you which side is the right way up. So these ones is actually very easy to see. These are the right way up because it's got a stalk coming out, and it has kind of roots at the bottom. Think about your onion with the roots at the bottom. Roots grow down, and you have to very carefully put them in where that the top piece is coming up, and that means that it will grow straight up like this. Then you have to have a look at your other packet and see how deep these should be planted. So these should be planted, your small ones, at about 5 centimeters. So he'll want to see you having a look here again. And you're basically just going to cover the bigger bulbs. So if you still see them, that'll be great, because then you'll know that you're not planting directly on top of it. So you'll just gently cover all those, and then you'll get your 3 smaller bulbs. And again, make sure to look to make sure that you're planting the root side down and the stem side up, and you're going to put those in order like this. And then you're going to cover the soil right to the top. So what you want to do as well is, the reason he might ask you, why aren't you going to fill right to the very, very top? And you don't fill it right to the top because you want that when you water it, that the water doesn't run off the side. And then you'll pat it down gently like that to make it compact, and that's so there's an even airflow. And so that's it. So I think that's all he'll ask you. So that's it. Brilliant. Okay, great.